everybody, Hugo here. As you can tell, I'm sailing and SVB has been sending me some products to get this boat ready to sail. So I took the opportunity to make some review of these products and make some little tutorial videos. Hope you can find these helpful for you. Take care and fair winds. Welcome to Bretagne, France. Welcome to this class 40 Sarabanda Musa 40, along with other racing boats that we're gonna race against in 7 days. That's the boat, brand new boat I've been working on, as you've seen in the previous video, for quite a bit. It's been challenging, to say the least, and 7 days to the start. You see there are many lines in this boat, and one super important thing of the prep of the boats are all the lines and all the splicing. I call it modern splicing, by the difference of all the lines are the ones you see on all the boats with 3 braids. Modern splicing uses Dyneema like this, and this is a super useful kit to have, not only for race boats but also for cruising boats. You see Dyneema is everywhere, inside the lines, all the lashings, and half of them, if not 75% of them, are super easy to do, and I'll try to show you a little bit of the most common techniques that you can use on your cruising boat, but also what gears are important to have. That's why I've received some gears here in SVB that I'm going to use to build my splicing kit for the Transat. So let me show you what's in there. Right, so here are the gears that SVB has been sending me. I've ordered these to prepare a kit for the Transat, a splicing kit. In this kit, I've been ordering 2 different types of things. For me, there is 2 ways of approaching splicing. One is the do-it-yourself way. So you order Dyneema braid. Dyneema basically is a super strong textile. This one is red. The color does not matter, except that it's pretty when you do splicing. And good splicers, they say that when it's pretty, really often it's strong. I don't know. What matters is that you have different diameter. This will be used for different use. Every diameter has a different braking load, and you'll be adapting the diameter to whatever use you are doing with the Dyneema. Another thing is the Dyneema quality. You have different qualities. Normally they'll be ranked by SK 78, SK 99, blah blah blah. Basically, the higher the number, the less give the line will have, the less extension it will have. When you do splicing, you try to have something that's as strong as possible and that does not give under load. And the higher the number, the higher the greater will be the resistance to elongation. That's why, for example, you never want to use Dyneema for mooring lines, because you want your mooring lines to be a little bit elastic, so your boat doesn't, you don't rip off your cleats when there is a little waves. But when you, for example, put a jib sheet under tension, you don't want, as you put tension for the line to extend, so it will be useless. So first thing you need to do splicing is Dyneema. Here I have 3 different diameter. I believe this is 2.5. This will be 5 or 6, and this will be 10. On the cruising boat, that's perfect. For example, on a racing boat like this, we'll almost never use 10 because it's almost too big. This, if you do a loop with this Dyneema, you'll be able to, lift the pontoon probably and the boats with it. it's super strong. But first, Dyneema. Then we have different tools. First, de-splicer. Don't really know the name in English for that, but basically it's a needle, like two parts. You know, it goes. It's a piece of wire that goes like this. That allows you to pull. It's called a feed, maybe. This feed allows you to, pull the tail of the Dyneema through itself, and I'll show you this after. And this is super convenient. You have this, so you have the holding part, and in there you also have different diameters of needles, and also you'll see if you do lots of splicing, this will end up breaking because you'll be working it around so hard. And you have replacement, so you can change these, and you also have in there a little manual on how to use it. So the feed, super important for me, and almost the only tool, if you have to choose one, would be probably the feed, but then that's up to everyone's decision. Then we have splicing needles, hollow needles. I don't really know how they're called, but again, in there you have a little manual, and then you have 4 different diameter of these needles. These needles, same thing as the feed, allow you to, put the Dyneema braid, in the needle and work it around to do your splicing. I'll show you this again later, but as well, really nice and convenient to have these hollow needles, or whatever it's called, splicing tools. Selma feed needle, whatever you call it. Then, super important, good scissors, and goes together with a good knife. If you're, living on a boat, or if you have a boat yourself, I'm sure you have with you your trusty Leatherman or whatever knife you carry around always with you. I really recommend not to use that knife to cut Dyneema. Dyneema is super strong, and it will, decrease the sharpness of your knife really quickly. So I really advise not to use this one. If you can use something else, and when you're doing extensive splicing jobs, I recommend good scissors, because your normal kitchen scissors will never cut even through the thinnest Dyneema, and a good ceramic knife. So that's definitely gonna be useful. I'll take them out of there later. More Dyneema. Then we will have, your classic needles. In this kit comes like different size of needles. Find whatever is good for you, but needles, and I believe this will be whipping twine. So this allows you to do like end splicing, like these little things there, and just to finish off the lines nicely, and some loops you'll need to sew them. So needles and whipping twine. Another thing you need along with the Dyneema and the feeds to make your own splicing tool is low friction rings. Ta-da! Apart from the fact that they're really cute, basically it's just a ring that you're gonna use to create a block, a turning block, anything that you need on deck. It will reduce friction, because if you need to have this line going onto this will end up like chafing and creating lots of resistance. That's why you need a low friction ring, which will replace, which will erase the chafe. So you do your shackle or your lashing, and then you'll have this attached, and then you can run a line and then you can run a line through it, and then it will glide. Not as nice as a classic block, but more than enough until you find the good part to fit. And a lot of things around this boat are made with low friction ring, and it's more than enough even for racing. So this is super useful to have on board, and you'll have many different sizes. So these are for 10 mil lines, so it's 14 exterior, 10 interior. So 10 mil lines will run through this. Then you'll have smaller ones. Like this one will be for 5 mil lines. So see, this one will glide nicely in this. And then you'll have more 5 mil ones. Look, they're already cute. So see, they weigh almost nothing. Have a few in your kit and you can build pretty much anything you want. Another thing you need in your tools kit is a good electrical tape. That will be super useful. Now, with all the kits, all what I've shown earlier, so all the cutting tools, the different needles and feeds, and the whipping twine, you are able to do different loops, different lashings and stuff like this, that you'll be able to work your way around the boat and making things lighter, stronger, and also by yourself, because when you're missing a shackle on your boat, you need to go to the ship chandler, find the right shackle, etc. What I'm offering you with this kit is to do your own shackles, your own attachment in between 2 points. It's as strong as metal, and you can do it yourself, and it's adjustable, so super convenient. Now, if you don't like splicing, if you don't have time for this, which I understand, there is another option which is already spliced shackles and different things, and that's what I've asked SVB to send me to show you what's available and how a few of these can be useful to have on board. So, for example, tada, shackles. Let's say the shackle for your spinnaker lines broke. This, like literally, this is 10 mil Dyneema. Breaking strength of 10 mil Dyneema, I don't have it in my head because I don't use it often, is around 7 tons something, which means that in there you have 2 loops of 6 tons. So these shackles will lift around 10 tons. This is massive. There is, on a normal boat, of 10, 12, even 15 meters, you'll never have 10 tons of working load on a line. So these could lift the boat. Only one of these could lift the boat. So if you have a few around the boat, super useful. So you have different size for these. Let me see if I can. Here is another one, different color, really pretty. Let's see, they're a little bit smaller size. So for different use, and these big won't fit through some feeds or some parais on the deck. So these are a little bit smaller. This is probably 5 mil Dyneema, same thing. This one shackle will hold probably around 3 tons. So super useful to have on board. Okay, and now back to the things already made. So that's what's super convenient about SVB, that they do these pre-made shackles. You can have them on board, you just hang them somewhere, and now you have them here, and that if you have something that breaks on deck or you need to attach something quickly, these are ready to go. See, it's this little red thing, you pull it, remove, attach something, and then just pull it back with this, milk it, and that will lift your boat. Another thing which is a mix in between the shackle and the low friction ring. It's a shackle with a low friction ring. Let's say you know, you have your barber or your control line for your spinnaker boom or something that breaks on deck. You just, you know, pull this through your pad eye up, you open this, you close this, and voila, you run your line through it and it's ready to go. This 4mm Dyneema will hold what, around 1.5 tons, 2 tons easy. You'll have this point attached super quickly, and again, this you have it hanging on your boat ready to go, and boom, you could build it yourself with your own Dyneema and your friction ring. It takes a little bit of skill, but it's really good for the rainy days, or you could just order them and have them on board. I'll show you the difference. So really small ones like this. Let's say imagine you need to put a flag on your boat, you attach it to the spreader, run the lines through it, and boom, that's done. You don't need to buy you know, a whole block and stuff. This is much cheaper than the classical turn block. These are tiny shackles. See, these could attach, you know, anything that's a bit light. I don't know, maybe a kayak at the back or something like this. This will hold it easily. And finally, another bit bigger one. Your J1 block, you know, on the rail breaks. You find a way to put this. This will run your J1 easy, really easy, from the cockpit to the sail. So yeah, all these pre-made. If you don't feel like you have time or the competence to do them yourself with the kit, have them with you. It's always good to have. They're super versatile. They can be adapted to anything. So a must-have. I'll be doing other videos about splicing, but there's plenty of videos about splicing that are much better done than what I'll be doing online. What I'll show you is different things you can do. So a lashing, a locking splice, and a few things like this. A messenger, a mousing line, a messenger for a mousing line. And you know, little things like this. I'll do another video about this soon-ish, probably after the race. But yeah, just to show you things that you can do around the boat. Hope this was helpful. Get your kit. Look at what's holding our mast, the running backstay. Right here. See, right here, Dyneema. That's what's holding our mast. This is the tweaker lines for the jack stays. It's just a lashing with friction rings here and here. Now if you want to have a look at our 3D system, which is like the equivalent of a card for a jib, you know, loop, friction ring, Dyneema onto a friction ring and loop, same thing here, same thing there. And now because at the base of our mast, look, all our reefs are going down here. Can you see? Maybe from the other side. See, all here, friction rings, and Dyneema lashings. Same here, Dyneema lashing to hold all our blocks. You won't see a shackle or maybe one or two on this boat. All the rest is lashings with Dyneema. And let me show you inside. So don't judge me. The boat is a mess. We're leaving on the race in 7 days and so much to do. But see, that's our leak close system. Little friction ring and Dyneema lashing. This little block here, I needed a cam, so this one, but little friction ring and a lashing. More Dyneema. Pretty much everything. See, that's our ballast system, control lines, all Dyneema and little friction rings. There is, see, the handrails. See it where we hang not to fall on the boat. Little eye splice on the cover and a lashing with 2.5 mil Dyneema. Dyneema is everywhere. Join the community. So see, for example, this shackle here, soft shackle, the same I showed you with the other one, just that this one is covered, but it's just a soft shackle. The medium one I showed you is this one. This is a lashing. I'll show you in another video how to do this lashing, but it's just, you know, it's a nice spliced and a few turns of Dyneema. Same with this. That's a loop right here. Right, so tomorrow is the start to Belle-Île. We're doing some catch strokes for the running backside. This is what holds the mast on the back part, and so if this breaks and we're on the spinnaker, then probably we'll lose the rig. So this basically goes in here and then into this soft shackle here, and it's really easy to splice. It's one splice here and one splice here, and this soft shackle, same thing, super easy. I'll show you how to do it. You know, it's a 15 minutes job. The longest part is to adjust it to the right length, but really you can do things like this super easily, and with just the splicing needle and the Dyneema. So here's the process. Here is my Dyneema. Push it through, and then basically you want to always bury. So put this part inside this one, and you want to bury 100 times the diameter. So this Dyneema is 10 millimeters, so I want to bury 100 centimeters. So 1,000. It's 10 millimeters, so it's 1,000 millimeters. So 1 meter. So take my feet. I would normally, you know, do my 1 meter, put a mark here. I'll just eyeball it, and then you put this in here. So see, I just poke it through inside and just push it to, as I push it, it expands, and I can run the feed inside. I'll just run it. So in the end, I have the end of the Dyneema that runs through these. But I'll do it like I'll pull a little more, and I'm going to taper the end. So taking 3 strands, cut them, and then I'm gonna take another 3 strands halfway what I've already cut it, cut them, and then another 3 strands to the half point. There we go. So see, it goes from big diameter to small,
And then once I've done this, I just hold to the eye and push it back in. And that's it. See, super easy. You have your eye here, and then nice taper in, makes a nice finish. So yeah, the more I'm gonna pull, the more it's gonna squeeze. Constrictor effect. Only thing I'm gonna do is run a few whipping points through these. So the only way I can open this is by pulling here, because this sometimes will be loose. I don't want to have it break, so I'm just gonna sew it real quick. So here I've made a knot at the end. I'll just run a few stitches. Like this to secure it. Boom, one little knot. Bury the tail. There we go. And cut, and cut, and that's it. That's secured. Okay, and since it's the same on the other side, I'm not gonna show you the other side. It's just like this. What I'm gonna show you is how to do a 1 minute soft shackle, just a piece of denim. So, to do so, you take about 70-80 centimeters of Dyneema. The bigger the diameter, the more length you want, but you can really do with this with any Dyneema. It will just change the resistance of your soft shackle. This is 5 mil Dyneema. I take bit and split it in two. Close to here, I'm gonna take my small feed. Not the right one. Where is the right one? I don't know. So you choose the size of feed where the Dyneema you want to use feed folds into, like this. So I have my halfway mark. I'm gonna go about 1 centimeter after that mark. So I'm gonna push a little bit the braid like this to open it. See how it opens? I'm gonna push through it, trying to be as much in the middle as possible and not going through any particular braid. Okay? Once this is done, see, one goes inside the other. Pull a little more, just leave something like this, and I'm just gonna go at the end and do a regular fist knot. I'm not sure how it's called, but you know, your regular one knot like this. Boom. What you want to make sure is that these two are equal, and to leave a little bit of tail here. You can put it in the tension, and that's it. Your soft shackle is done. You open that bit by pulling like this, put this end in here, boom, you close it, and that's it. That's 5 mil Dyneema, and it will probably hold 5 mils times 2, 5 mil as breaking load, around 2.3 or 2.6 tons. So that will be a 5 ton soft shackle in 1 minute. Can you believe it? And then you can, clean it a little bit, get a little bit of tape in the tail here. Don't cut this too early. Leave it like this. It might, slide a little bit at the beginning when you use it, and then after a while you can cut it and put a little bit of tape, so it's easier to, fit it into the other one. But yeah, that's it. It's just soft shackle done. I'll need to do more tutorials like this about splicing, but that's a quick one that you can use on the go. Alright, take care.